The Cincinnati Bengals make multiple signings. This is perfect and exactly what they needed to do. Welcome back to the Bengals Digest channel. I'm Carson Lokey. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. And unfortunately, we weren't me nor Isaac were able to get this video out right away because both of us had stuff going on. But the Bengals have made multiple signings, and it is exactly what we want to see. One of the biggest, not talked about enough because of Shamar Stewart and Trey Hendrickson, those contracts took up all of the talking about Demetrius Knight Jr. still not being signed until now. He is officially signed. He is officially signed to the Cincinnati Bengals. We have signed him, which is huge. I think I apologize that we didn't talk about it enough. Demetrius Knight Jr., if he went unsigned when training camp started, that would have been a huge setback for the Cincinnati Bengals because we've already gotten rid of Jermaine Pratt. Demetrius Knight Jr. will be a starter on the defense this next season. So if he was not out there practicing with the team for training camp, that would have been a huge step backwards for the Cincinnati Bengals defense and just for the team entirely. So the fact that he's signed before training camp, and now that distraction of his contract is over with, is massive for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now they don't have to worry about at least their linebacker room. They don't got to worry about their linebacker room. Every Bengal now, or the linebacker that was drafted, Demetrius Knight Jr. and Bearcat Carter, are both signed. So now they will be full go in training camp, and then will be ready when the season comes. Is exactly what we needed Demetrius Knight Jr. to be, because he's going to be that starter. He's going to have to replace Jermaine Pratt, and I think he has the talent potential to do it. It's just harder to do that when you're not signed. So the fact that he signed is massive for the Cincinnati Bengals. This is reading a little bit of the article. The Bengals have signed rookie linebacker Demetrius Knight Jr. to a 4-year contract that includes 80% guaranteed, according to Jordan Schultz of Fox Sports. Knight was drafted by the Bengals in the second round, 49th overall in the 2025 NFL Draft. He's expected to start alongside Logan Wilson. As I said, Bengals rookies are scheduled to report for training camp on Saturday, which was yesterday. Whenever you're watching this is probably already happening. Veterans will report on Tuesday with their first full practice as a team on Wednesday, July 23rd. First-round pick Shamar Stewart obviously is the only rookie for the Bengals that hasn't been signed. But for the fact that Demetrius Knight Jr. is signed is massive for the Cincinnati Bengals. That means the only rookie left is Shamar Stewart. So now hopefully the front office can just focus on him and Trey Hendrickson. Now it's not him, Trey Hendrickson, and Demetrius Knight Jr. It's now just Shamar Stewart and Trey Hendrickson, which is massive for the Bengals. It's massive for the linebacker room. At least if Shamar Stewart isn't signed, then we still have Joseph Osayi, Myles Murphy. Trey Hendrickson is still under contract. Even if he doesn't have an extension, he's still under contract. So Shamar Stewart, Demetrius Knight Jr. was the less talked about, but the more important signing that the Bengals get done before training camp starts. With at least Shamar Stewart, at least we have some guys that can come up behind him. Demetrius Knight Jr., not as much. Obviously, you want both signed. Hopefully, we can get Shamar Stewart signed before training camp officially starts. That is the goal. Obviously, that should be the goal. But the Bengals didn't stop there. They have signed multiple players within the last day or two. And I'm going to read that report and then talk about some of the players. Bengals banking on potential overproduction with signing a former first-round pick and division rival. The Cincinnati Bengals haven't drafted an interior defensive lineman in the first round in 30 years, but they added a former first-rounder Sunday. With the first practice of training camp 3 days away, the Bengals signed 2 defensive tackles, including Tobin, a first-round pick of the Jaguars in 2018. The Bengals also added defensive tackle McTelvin, again, a third-round pick of the Broncos in 2020, center Andrew Ram, and a former University of Cincinnati quarterback Desmond Ritter. Oh, I went all the way to way far back. There we go. The Bengals went into free agency with a glaring need to add help to the interior of their defensive line, but their inability to get extensions for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins finished in time cost them a chance to add a 3 technique. They addressed their run defense issues with the addition of defensive tackle T.J. Slayton, but it always felt as though they would be adding pass rush help at some point. The need increased when B.J. Hill suffered a lower leg injury that kept him out of most of the off-season program. Also, an issue is that the team plans to use first-round defensive end Shamar Stewart on the interior in certain packages, but they still haven't signed him as the sides squabble over contract language. Brian, 29, had 6.5 sacks in 4 seasons with the Jacksonville Jaguars before starting all 16 games for the Browns in 2022 and playing the last 2 years with the Colts. He's appeared in 113 games with 46 starts while recording 11.5 sacks. Any help is better than no help at all. Brian appeared in 17 games for the Colts in 2023 and 2024, playing 24% of the defensive snaps in each season. While he's never lived up to the first-round expectations, Brian will give the Bengals much-needed depth, and his blend of speed, size, speed, and strength gives him chance to play out the Bengals' bargain bin shopping spree on the eve of camp. Again, has appeared in just 18 games while recording 1.5 sacks, and he's only played 1 game since 2021. Even when he played for the Broncos in 2020 and 2021, it wasn't often as he logged 21% of the snaps as a rookie and 21% in 2021. The Titans signed him to their practice squad in September last year, but they released him a few weeks later. I think that is it. Yes, from the report. But we also, as mentioned, we signed Desmond Ritter, quarterback out of the University of Cincinnati, which is kind of funny. We released Logan Woodside as well, who was our third-string quarterback. So obviously, without a doubt, the starting quarterback is Joe Burrow. Now the backup, Jake Browning, and now the third-string practice squad quarterback is now going to be Desmond Ritter. One, that's cool just because he went to the University of Cincinnati. He's kind of a historic quarterback for the University of Cincinnati. Led them to the playoffs. They lost first round, but they went to the playoffs first. Non-Power 5 team to make the playoffs when it was only 4 teams. Obviously, now it's 12 teams in college football. But he was a part of the team with Sauce Gardner. So that was a cool signing, Desmond Ritter back in Cincinnati. But with Brian, defensive tackle out of the University of Florida, I think it just helps, And, yeah, he hasn't lived up to that first-round pick potential. But you got to think what the Bengals have done with Trey Hendrickson. The Bengals have turned Trey Hendrickson around so much that he's needing top defensive edge rusher money. Brian hasn't reached that potential, and Trey Hendrickson didn't reach his potential until he went to the Bengals. So hopefully, with new defensive coordinator Al Golden, hopefully with the players around him like B.J. Hill and T.J. Slayton, and interior defense lineman, they'll be able to bring up Brian so that he can become that first-round potential. Tevin Brian, obviously, he's gotten a few sacks, 11.5 in his career, but Trey Hendrickson came into the Bengals with 6 career sacks. And obviously, defensive interior linemen are getting more sacks than edge rushers. But hopefully, Tevin Brian, I think he'll have a big role next year with B.J. Hill, especially dealing with injuries. I think he'll be a rotation player, and hopefully, just like Trey Hendrickson stepping into a massive role for the Cincinnati Bengals when he wasn't for the Saints, hopefully Brian can do that, stepping into the Bengals as one of a key components for our defense and give us that first-round pick potential that he has the talent for. I think he just has to be in the right situation and for it to click, and hopefully the Bengals are that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. There was a lot of signings. Obviously, most important, second-round pick Demetrius Knight Jr. is officially signed. Now we just have one rookie left to worry about, and that's Shamar Stewart. Mike Elko, coach of Texas A&M, has come out and said, yes, Shamar Stewart is in College Station, Texas, practicing, working out in their facilities, but not with the team. He is working out at Texas A&M, getting ready for the season with the Cincinnati Bengals. He's not trying to play college football. He's not working out with the team. He's just working out by himself in the facilities, getting ready for the Cincinnati Bengals 2025 season. That's what he's looking forward to, and that's what we have to figure out. Just get him signed, and then we're done with the rookies, and then focus on Trey Hendrickson so that our starting edge rushers are Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart. So hopefully those videos, when Hendrickson gets extended and Shamar Stewart gets signed, hopefully that's in the coming days. And I'll be talking about it right here on the Bengals Digest channel. Don't forget to subscribe because me and Isaac will be posting daily about the Cincinnati Bengals only. So if you love the Bengals as much as me and Isaac, don't forget to subscribe. Turn post notifications, like this video, comment down below who you're excited about the sign and how excited you are to see Demetrius Knight Jr. alongside Logan Wilson for 2025. But thank you so much for watching this video for the Bengals Digest channel. I'm Carson Lokey. Have an amazing night or have an amazing day whenever you're watching this, and God bless.